Are you ready?
Yeah, they just asked. It's funny. That's the first time I've seen them ask me, "Hey, are you ready?" Um, yeah, it's yeah. They asked me like, "Are you ready?" I mean, when I click it, normally this goes live. This time it did not. Holy crap! I got them both. Yahtzee, and they're right next to each other. This is live. You can't get any better than this. Hi, Josh.
Hello.
Yeah,
Hey, Josh.
I didn't know what I was getting myself into.
yeah, I got you and I got Johnny at the same time. This is great. Now I need those elk boys, and I'd be great. But it'd be terrific. Thanks for being on here. This is
Sure.
Indeevent Geekgasm, once again part of the Indeevent, which we've been having all weekend. Is that the gadget thing?
Sorry, it's my phone. I'll be right back.
Okay, no problem, no problem. That's my jam though. It's about the gadget theme. I don't care who you are, what type of gangster you are. You could be the toughest guy. You hear those sirens. First of all, the sirens are alarming. Now, I will say this, and I can get away with saying this, but I don't know if you guys ever know this, but those sirens have a different reaction in certain households versus others.
It's putting it delicately, right?
Yeah. So listen, when you hear the Spectre Gadget theme in a black neighborhood, you're like, whoa, what's going on? Oh, okay, Spectre Gadget. Because then you hear that reassurance. Oh, your kid's attention. I don't call my kid anymore. I just play the first couple chords from Lion King. To me, he just comes out of the room. So what's going on?
What's going on?
Hey, pops like a little lemur. He just it's great, especially if you play it late at night. So everybody, welcome to Geekgasm. Your host Lola is over there looking like she's about to go out for the purge. Yeah, I told her that she told me earlier. She was like, I look like a thrift store mannequin. Like you do, but yeah, she's got she's selling out the brands. So I know you can't be heard very well right now because you got the mask on, but you got the Geekgadrome mask on, which is a local, well, not local to us, but well, I'm a citizen of the world, therefore very local to me. Comic shop down in Pittsburgh called the Geekgadrome, and good friend of mine, Paul Drabick, runs it. It's his store. He's a proprietor. Awesome guy. Fair prices, even pre-beer bug. Yeah, now he's got his own mask. Then she's got a Rob Anderson shirt. Really getting tired of people spewing the art.
I manipulated it.
Yeah, she did, but really getting tired of people still spewing the art right across, like her chest, like, take that. And they look at me while they're doing it too. Other art is not. It's not exciting. It really.
I might have to change my background eventually.
Yeah, your background's a little dark.
If everybody looks at the background right now, it looks like Rob has boobs hanging underneath him.
It does.
I mean, what can I say?
If you got it, flaunt it,
Yeah,
that just means there'll be more eyes on me.
Yeah. I try to keep everything nice and clean, and she just comes and ruins it. So yeah, any person, wave hello.
Hey guys, how are you tonight?
I am joined by, we got other guests in the green room to bring him in a second as well. We got Katrina, Miss Katrina Rhodes, author, editor, and actress, Katrina Rhodes. You had to act like you like Nick Gibson for like 2 weeks longer than you should have. So acting. I'm sorry, that's acting skills. Katrina, where can they find you at?
You can find me at catscratchpress.com.
Awesome. Josh, I don't know how long you can stay. If you want to hang out, you're more than welcome to. But I just had to get Johnny and Josh here at the same time to prove they weren't the same person. Don't fuck Randy.
Eat your heart out.
And Johnny, Segura the third. Hello.
Yes, sir. How are you today?
I'm well because I just took I'll tell you guys why I'm well after we introduce everybody. Oh, lost we lost NS, but she'll come back. Yeah. Where can they find you at, sir?
You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Patreon, YouTube, Twitch, all that good stuff. And if you want links to all that, you can just go to JohnnySegura3rd.com. That's JohnnySegura3rd.com.
Excellent. Yeah, and Josh, I don't ask them where they can find you, but we all know that you have it's a really weird way they can find you. You have to add an S.
You have to add an S, which is really stupid, but it was not intentional. It was completely accidental. But yeah, all my social media, jrcomicarts.com or jrcomicarts, and then my website's jrcomicart.com. I gotta fix that. But yeah, yep, you can find all my art and all my books and whatnot there. So.
And there is Ines. Hello, Ines.
Hi.
Good morning for you.
Good morning from Manchester. Yes, it's 2:07 a.m. here.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Or good night, depending on if you went to bed or not.
I'm running on caffeine right now.
And pizza. She had pizza earlier.
Oh yes, I had pizza. But I had a very special delivery guy come and even brought me a cup of tea.
That is the most like UK thing ever. Pizza and tea? That would really mess up my stomach. I'm not sure about that. I can't eat pizza like fresh pizza. It has to be severely processed.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because if it's fresh,
Not happening.
I'm renting it. Yeah.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, it's coming right out. We got Rogue Artistry here with us. Hello, sir.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? I'm still trying to figure this whole thing out. Like, my laptop, I think the parental locks are on it somehow. I'm struggling, man. I'm struggling. Like, y'all just gonna have to get me on the whole ghetto version, man. I'm just gonna have to use the phone and go from there. But how's everybody doing, though?
Pretty good.
Good.
I see that without summoning the
Good,
devil,
that's good.
without summoning devil, the indie devil did arrive in here. Did we summon him? Was he summoned?
Because of the shirt.
Oh, you have to invite him in. That's the problem.
Man.
He won't come in unless he's invited.
I was in the background trying to share a link. I came in to actually grab the links. I didn't realize you put me in. Finding links to share them out and set up for tomorrow.
So guys, welcome this.
Like what I did to your shirt, Rob?
I dig it. I like it. Very, very well done. Varian's like, look what she's doing to your shirt. I'm like, yes, let her own it.
Look.
I had to make
Look, when I see a woman cutting up clothes, I get nervous.
I encourage it. I say cut more. Here's the big scissor.
My thing is, that's not my shit, is it? What's going on over there? Did you go with my phone again? What did you find? I swear I don't know her. That's what I swear I don't know her. No, we had a funny post today about me liking a girl group. So yeah, it was pretty good. Oh, we lost Rogue Artistry. Pops Van Zant in the chat. He says, hell, Flipper pulled him in. Niobe says, I am LP, 6-year noob of the comic industry, arrogant and cocky young man, mid-tier Star Wars fan, black sheep of YouTube, and not at all trusted member of anything. Yeah, fair, very fair.
That was a longer intro than I got.
Type of star power he tries to command. He's like, you're going to introduce me, and I'm just in the chat. That's some shit right there, man. Guys, we got some topics to discuss. And we're going to talk about all you guys' books because that's the focus. That you guys have books that are either on crowdfunding or coming out this week. I know Katrina has a book coming out on Tuesday. It's a prose novel. There's no pictures. I don't understand.
I won't read it.
Yeah.
There are 4 pictures, I'll have you know.
I don't know if that's hitting the minimum or not. for certain people.
I have to tell you guys this. I'm gonna put a dark cloud over the room for a second. So check this out, guys. Here's what's happening. There we go. We got our Iva. We got our Iva information. We're gonna look at Iva too, which is a fantastic book. But I have to tell you guys, and you guys will be watching me all night because of this. So what a lot of you know is that I for the rest of my life, dealing with chronic pain, I'll be on like
That's all I was going.
yeah, it
That's wonderful.
That's better when we were the Brady Bunch last week.
in the middle was everybody's picking. So the thing is, I'll be on Vicodin for the rest of my life, which is fine. You know, it makes me a little loopy, but it does do a number on my kidneys. Recently, my doctor left his office. Now, when your doctor leaves your office, you can do one or two things. You can follow him, or you can stay where you're at. Well, I'm also very lazy. I don't want to stay. I want to stay where I'm at. So the new doctor's like, well, I can't just prescribe you. I have to see you, and da, 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 da. So I'm like, well, okay. What do I do for the pain meanwhile? So I'm trying to figure out what I can do. And then it dawns on me, hey, you know what? THC is CBD oil is legal here in Michigan now. I'm gonna go buy.
Good idea.
Yeah, well, it was
Back that story.
it was Lola's idea.
Credit where credit is due.
I mean, giving me these CBD like rolled cigars.
But it does have THC in it.
Yeah, it has THC in it. So, guys, I'm telling you right now, I needed one. If I would have had one Tuesday, it wouldn't have happened because I found myself unable to get mad recently.
That good, huh?
My family is pissed. Like, they'll come to me with urgent news, and they're like, "Man, this happened," and blah blah blah, and I'm like, "Yo, you just gotta chill, dude." Like, you ever tell your wife to chill, dude? Like, chill, dude, man. Just it's gonna work itself out. Just sit down and have some pizza, bro.
Not fresh pizza though.
Yeah, not fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yesterday's pizza.
Yeah, it's Domino's, bro. We don't do that fresh stuff. Let's get into it with you guys.
Hey, buddy.
We have Buddy Lord in the chat. Hello, Buddy. Buddy's gonna come on Indeevent Tuesday as well. I believe it's Tuesday. Yeah, we got so many guests. Tuesday's gonna be a packed show. I love it. I love when people are all in the show. It's great. So let's start with Johnny. Johnny, you've got some new stuff coming out.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Currently, there's a campaign going on that's almost finished. It's I'm doing colors for a book called Chronicles of Calamity. It's a D&D inspired fantasy book. You know, action comedy. It's entertaining as all hell. This is the first issue, and they've already got a ton of issues already planned out. It's following the podcast from this group called Authors and Dragons. It's doing a comic book version of their D&D campaign that they've been doing for years. And it's just good times all around. The art is done by my good friend John Davis. Phenomenal artist. He's great. It's going to be a fun story, and I'm doing all the colors for it. And it's going to be a good time. That's on Kickstarter. And then what day is it? Shit, what day is it?
Sunday.
I like how long it took all of us to figure that out.
Yesterday.
For some of it,
It's Monday for me.
It depends on where you're at.
It's been a long life. Yeah. And then yesterday I launched the Kickstarter for my new book, The Fencer, which is basically about in the future, all world governments have just gone to shit. Mm-hmm. And in their places.
Sure that's the
future? More like a prediction, rather. But in their place, crime syndicates and crime families took over. And the families who head the Japanese area, they have this one soldier who's just turned into just this monster and just annihilating everything. And they're on their way to New York to challenge the 5 families that run the East Coast. And the book's about the Japanese secret weapon going against the East Coast secret weapon. And it's just going to be just balls to the wall, action packed. Once the shit hits the fan, it does not stop. It is going to be super violent.
Now the campaign is censored.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Indiegogo. Apparently I fucked up on something. So the Indiegogo is not being shown in the on the website too much. But if you go to the Kickstarter, because I ran them both at the same time, because I have some people who know me because I've been doing Kickstarters for over 10 years. And I just did my first Indiegogo with Pipe Dreams. So I have a lot of people who prefer Kickstarter over Indiegogo, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll try both of them, see what happens. And apparently, Indiegogo, I have 0. So that's what happened, and I'm taking that as a lesson learned. But the Kickstarter is pretty bumping at the moment. But yeah, the images on the campaign are censored because anybody can click on those links, so I don't want titties and ding dongs all over the place. And there's a lot of nudity on both sides of the fence, and a lot of violence.
I have this is awesome. It's part here. There is, I feel, the first appearance of me in the fencer right there. Sitting there, he looks unhappy. He probably just read Project Axis. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it there. Johnny, I'm gonna check that out. The fencer, we're gonna come back around to it.
That works.
But I want to make sure we got it on screen. Now, you do have a blank cover version. Are you drawing that blank cover? People, they buy it.
Yeah, if any, I have options available. You can either get the book blank, just if they want to draw on it, or if they want to just get every version of the cover, they can get the sketch cover blank, or they can get it to where I'll draw whatever character they want on it.
That's pretty cool.
Or you draw it edited. You put a black box on it.
Do what?
You draw an edited version if they want.
If they want to, I mean, I don't say no. Shit, I mean, if that's what they want, they paid for it. I'll draw whatever the hell they want. If they pay for it.
I think that having your unit out during a fight would be a strategic.
he's very confident. Let's just put it that way. He's not afraid to get his dong dirty.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So the whole reason these characters are designed the way they are. Years ago, I was at a show in Corpus Christi, and I did the design for the female fencer, and I drew it and I put it up on social media, and I had people comment, "Oh, that's sexist, blah blah. You wouldn't draw a male character like that." And I was like, "Motherfucker, you want to try me?" And so the male version of that character was born.
Yeah. It's amazing what challenge will do.
Spite is the absolute greatest motivator.
Yes, it is.
And I've been sitting on a story for a long time, and I was like, you know what? Everything is just going to shit right now. This is a book I've been wanting to do for a long time. It's just going to be something fun, just something I can enjoy doing. So I did it.
Indeevent Radio listeners right now, Lola, at 27,800. I don't know if the music is copyrighted, is it?
Yeah, it is. There's no dialogue or anything in the video. It's just.
Just imagine this really pulse-pounding rock track right now. Because YouTube doesn't care. They'll be like, well, "You're not making money off this video," which sucks.
Yeah.
Because this is going to be a big star. People are going to want to come see your early stuff and not be able to get paid for it and make money off of it. But that's fine. So they'll demonetize my video. Facebook will pull us. It's the weirdest thing. But there it is. Spencer, check it out on Indiegogo.
I've seen sneak pages of it. It's awesome looking, from what I've seen.
Oh, and if anybody's wondering, I know you can't see it because it's censored and all the campaign stuff, but he is very uncircumcised. Just in case anybody was wondering.
These are shipping worldwide. Got it.
I'll ship it. Man, if they're willing to pay for the shipping, overseas shipping has gotten absolutely ridiculous lately. If they're willing to pay for it, I have no problem sending it to them.
A1 Thoughtstorm says that looks hilarious. And do not forget today's secret word. You have to scream when you hear it. I don't know if you guys know what the secret word is. Lola put it in the private chat.
Oh, let's find out.
We'll hear it. Lola, can you put it in the private chat? Thank you, man.
Sure.
The art looks amazing, they say, John.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It's one of the like 3 things I'm good at in life.
I am sure that Johnny's gonna like be revealed as like this fake graffiti artist, and like people are like, hey, a minute, that's on the side of my goddamn building. I'm gonna
Wait a minute. No one's going to ask him what the other 2 good things he is in life. I mean,
I was just gonna let that go.
I was thinking about it, but I'm not sure if I wanted to know.
we are TVMA.
All I'm going to say is a gentleman doesn't kiss and tell. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe the other gentleman will tell. They're gonna get me for that one.
We got to wait because A1 Snowstorm is going to back this one, so we have to wait.
Okay. Oh,
Oh, and also, since I'm running the campaigns on Kickstarter and Indiegogo, there's an ultimate tier level to where you get all the commissions, all the covers of the books, you get the sketch cover. But then if you back it on Kickstarter, you get all of my page layouts, like all my original sketches that I do. Because like I do, whenever I'm laying out my pages, I do it, like that, and do all my quick sketches to get all my pages laid out. That's what you get if you do like all of them for the book. You get those for the Kickstarter. Well, if you get the ultimate tier on the Indiegogo, you get all, I think it's like 5 or 6 of the original marker character sketches, which, well, I'm not going to show because they have ding dongs and hoo-hoos in it. But yeah, you get the original character designs for the Indiegogo backing. So I try to have each campaign a little bit different. But as you saw, I screwed myself with tagging some stuff for the Indiegogo one.
Tell me one of those tiers is called the full frontal package.
Do what?
One of those tiers is called the full frontal package. Please.
I don't even remember what the hell I named. No, I don't. I'm not a funny person, man.
That is not one of his 3 skills.
Let's move over to Rob, the good Rob, the angel.
I
Rob.
can't hear him. Can anybody else hear him?
He's saying
No, Marion,
the good Rob.
Can you switch your mics?
Well, let me see here. Hold on.
Yeah, you're good now.
Yeah, you're good now.
I can hear you now.
Yeah, sometimes there's that.
He's talking about you, Rob, not me. He's trying to.
My man looked like he was really talking about something important too, man. I was like, what is he saying?
Let's move over to Rob Motari. Rob, talk to us about your new project, sir.
So I have a comic series called Nightwolf. It's about a young man who finds out that he's born a werewolf and gets thrown into a supernatural war against other werewolves, demons, witches, vampires, who come together and form a dark covenant. So basically, we've been on Kickstarter for issues 1 through 4 since the 24th of June. Our Kickstarter ends on Tuesday, so Tuesday at 11:59 p.m. So we've got 2 days left to back that. And we've done surprisingly well. I can't be more happy with how things have been going.
Rob, shoot me the link to that if you can. I can pull it up. Go ahead. I'll pull it up again. Or unless Rob can, the other Rob. Okay, there we go. I want to put the campaign up on screen.
Gotcha.
For those of you, there we go. Nightwolf number 1 through 4, urban fantasy werewolf coming of age drama. Now here's the problem, Rob. Lola's laughing because she knows this is true. She thinks this shit is funny. I am terrified of werewolves. Like legit afraid of werewolves. The only reason that I'm looking at that picture right now is because of weed. I'm terrified of werewolves, and I need you to explain to me why you chose to make such a horrible beast a hero.
So I've always been
world, man.
right. Well, so I've always enjoyed the idea that they've been able to kind of control themselves rather than just mindlessly change at the side of the moon. So in my story, they're born werewolves, and they can change at will. And once they hit a certain age of maturity, then basically that's when their power comes through, and they are able to, like I said, change back and forth. They're able to keep their mental state for the most part. I mean, there is a little bit of obviously that feral rage that kind of comes out a little bit. But it's kind of like having anger management problems.
Right.
But it's just a little bit, it's kind of like Wolverine in a way. He's got that feral rage in a way. So it's kind of similar in that manner. And I've always been just a fan of werewolf and like movies, books. I even got into Werewolf the Apocalypse when I was in high school, which was it's kind of like a D&D version with werewolves. So there's a stylistic werewolf there that kind of like really spoke to me, and that's kind of like the direction that I took my werewolves. Unlike like a lot of movies kind of make them look like just hairy dudes.
Yeah, I had a werewolf story I wrote for my comic book universe. That I didn't look, because being afraid of werewolves, I'm gonna confront it, and I'm writing the character, and he's pretty cool, but I decided at one point, I said, you know what, I'm gonna make him I'm gonna make the character gay, and he it really fleshed the character out after that, like, because he didn't have personality before that. And it was cool, but then a friend of mine said, you can't write this, and Rob will know why. He's like, you're straight, you can't write this. And I'm like, I want to, but Rob, is that your picture right up there?
Right there, yeah.
Yeah. What a handsome man. No, I mean, again, it's funny. I just got to talking about being gay, and I'm not. What a handsome man.
Well,
hey, there's absolutely nothing wrong with being able to acknowledge that a dude is hot. There's nothing wrong with that.
Well, I didn't say hot, but I mean,
you didn't say it. You didn't have to. We could see it in your eyes.
It was there in the tone of your voice.
Yeah, he'd be a decent work husband. I can't have a work wife. She says I can't. And you have a work wife. I'm like, yeah, everybody's doing it, not you. I'm like, oh. Okay.
So, Marion, I got a question for you. What about a werewolf with boobs? Does that make you afraid and turned on at the same point?
No, because the furries. That's weird.
What about when she's in her human form?
See, I'm afraid because, like, what if, like, she's in her human form, right? And I'm like, yeah, baby, and this is great. And then, like, she didn't shave, like, her legs. And the one I'm working with, I'm gonna think she's turning. I'm gonna freak out, and I'm gonna shoot her. And then I'm gonna go to jail. And no one can believe me.
That escalated so quickly.
Ain't nothing wrong with all natural, man. Ain't nothing wrong with all natural, brother.
That's why I'm screaming, man. Broaden your horizons. Shit.
I'd be calling companies. Hello, Trojan. Do you make a silver lace condom? I just want to know. We do. It's called a silver bullet. Oh, okay, you're right.
Don't give him any ideas.
Yeah.
So, Varian, you don't want to have puppies?
It'd be just my luck. She did. Oh, you had another litter, huh? Then I'll make the doctors being racist. That's horrible. And I'm gonna. Let's look. Rob, how much is how much is your package? It's a picture, man. I'm sorry. What's the tiers on there? Who's controlling that? It's not I. Is it Rob? The other Rob.
I'm not scrolling.
It's the werewolf variant. The werewolf controlling it.
Yo, this artwork is dope, man.
It is.
Thank you. Yeah, Carlos Herrera did a lot of the main artwork for it. I love his work. It's just everything he does, it comes out. It's gorgeous. Yeah. Whether it's gore or not, it's still gorgeous.
Right. And Rob, where are you from again?
So I'm from Sharpsville, Pennsylvania, which is north of Pittsburgh and south of Cleveland and Erie.
Okay. Could you scroll up one more time on the art? There's a panel there that keep scrolling. One more page right there. Yeah, that page right there, that bottom panel. Reason why I ask is because that is what I see every time I go into a local strip club called Henry VIII, that's what they look like. JD Calderon says, hello, folks. This is for Johnny. I was wondering if Kickstarter has given him any problems with running a simultaneous campaign along with Indiegogo.
Not yet. This is my first time doing it, so we're going to find out.
They're like, oh shit, he's doing that? Oh. the cat's out of the bag now.
Some haters about
Thanks for the heads up.
I'm just going to get a message one day, be like, how the fuck dare you?
You're okay. They do Star Wars fan fiction and Disney princesses. You're not even on their radar, right?
Johnny had stuff removed courtesy of Nintendo. Remember that?
Yes.
Oh, Johnny remembers.
Very true. I remember that very well, actually.
Johnny lost his religion that day. He was a devout Christian, and he was like, fuck everything. The not so happy hour says, I'm all about some werewolves. From that picture, I can tell because
it looks like he's changing.
So $5 gives me a digital edition.
Yes.
But if I want a nice physical werewolf book in my hands, Rob.
For issue 5, to get all like the digitals and the physical, you can get for $15. That includes like all the digital rewards as well, and also the milestones and these the digital stretch goals, and that also get you the physical stretch goals because since it's a physical one.
Excellent.
And free shipping in the U.S.
Yes, free shipping in the U.S. That is correct.
Rob, do you work at the post office?
I do not, but I actually live 5 seconds from one that's right down the road. I just walked there.
I'm wondering if you're like sending it through like that's the most gangster shit ever. Like I'm
just gonna slide this in.
Yeah. Because I gotta get physical copies of the book. I got you.
Right on. Yeah, to catch up on all 4 issues. There's a couple different tiers. There's the standard retail editions. I think you could pick up for $35 to get all 4 of them.
Very good, very good. We're gonna put that back on the screen before we end here. Let's go to where am I at? Okay, there we go. Whose page am I? Okay, there we go. Now let's bounce down because I know she may have to cut out, and I'm afraid she will. Let's bounce down real quick to Ines. Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Yeah, she's so quiet, and
no, I was paying attention.
She's like, I don't know how I got to come here on your show again. I'm not even hearing it. This is Lola's show. She's like, are they talking about blue things?
I was actually worried about my comic having so much boob action, but having seen what's on offer, I feel so much better now because my heroine's none in comparison. And she's a burlesque dancer.
Yeah.
There you go.
Nice.
Oh, you got it up already. Okay, wow.
I ended up with nipple coverage. There's my censorship.
Wow.
Although I had so many issues with Facebook that they just kept saying you cannot advertise this. It's like, why? It's too suggestive. Are you kidding me?
Facebook is weird like that. Like I took a picture of an injury of mine from my illness, and they took it down. And and I said, why'd you take the picture of my illness? Because I wanted to show everybody why I wasn't going to be online for like 3 days. And they said, you put a picture of a vagina up. And I said, that's my armpit.
hey, you know what's funny is that I have friends, man, that are sadistic in a way, man, and they have a tendency to send me image like videos of people getting shot, and I'll see that stuff like it'll be in my messenger feed and on my Facebook feed for a long time, man, and Facebook never takes that down.
Yeah,
that's funny, man. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I think it depends on like who's doing the reviews too. Like there's actually people, so if it's like somebody who happens to get yours and was offended by it, they're like, nope.
Oh, I got you.
Well, okay. I had to suffer later because people, like my friends, are calling me a bitch pits afterwards. You remember that?
No, you didn't tell me that.
Yeah, they're calling me bitch pits. They're like, hey, what's up? Your armpit looks like a vajayjay. I'm like, yeah, you guys, I'm in pain, but screw me,
I mean,
Yeah.
if the shoe fits, fuck it, right?
You're never gonna live that down.
Is that a baby?
Yeah, no, I heard it. I had to go over there and see what was going on. She's like, say hi.
Look at your little cheek.
Oh, that's a fresh one.
Yeah.
I know. That's straight out of the oven.
Say hi.
I still call my daughter 2-year-old, who's I call her a baby still. That's a baby.
Yeah,
I
she's
got
awesome.
nothing. My baby's 19.
Oh, nice. Nice. Free.
I seen everyone says, see, everyone says baby. We all just
Forget everything else. There's the baby.
Distracted.
yeah, we're like
She's awesome.
adorable. Back to something as equally as adorable. This comic, but we're gonna have we settled in this on a name, a pronunciation?
Well, I think I'm going to go with Ava. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think so. When I kept saying Iva, it reminds. Some people said it sounded like a Welsh train driver, and I just thought, you know what? Let's change it back to Ava.
Yeah, it kind of sounded like you said Ivar from Vikings.
Yes, that's it. So I think we're going to change it to Ava now. So it's Ava.
Ava.
Screw how it's spelled.
Can we play the video? I know you made a new video.
Yeah, no, yeah. You can play the train. Do you want to play the interview?
Yeah, I want to play the long one. Is that up there?
I'm going to shorten it. I'm going to speak to the video guy, and I'm going to shorten it because
Okay.
but yeah, you can play it, and I apologize for how long it is. Hopefully you don't fall into a coma.
What are we doing here? Is that Rob? I'm almost afraid to look at Rob's screen. I don't trust it yet. Ooh, kicked out of pause. Thank God.
With everything you're talking about, I'm the most tame thing in the room, and I write the fetish book.
It's like, I'm just worried. You know, it's gonna pop up and it's gonna be. There we go. All right, Robbie, are you sharing your audio?
Iva is a cyberpunk comic book series based on the love of 80s sci-fi and fantasy fiction. The story is set in the Ardent Nation, an upbeat, stylized technological utopia set in the 23rd century. However, all is not what it seems. Individuality and privacy are rare commodities that only the governing elite are privileged to. The governing body of a surviving nation. Everything about you and what you do since the day you were born is automatically streamed onto your timeline. This is then monitored by a totalitarian regime known as Mainframe. Mainframe's prime directive is to compete for technological advancement and for survival in a post-apocalyptic world. In the spirit of fighting cyber terrorism, people of the Ardent Nation are kept on a short leash through the use of surveillance implants. The message is simple: comply with Mainframe's standard behavior protocol or be rehabilitated. It's all about working as a collective for a common cause while suppressing any scope for individual thought and self-expression. Iva Donnell is very much attached to her way of thinking, and this becomes a thorn in Mainframe's side. She's a highly strung bioengineer who, as we follow her journey of self-discovery, we learn about her past with the reformists and her present agenda, which could lead to the ultimate betrayal. The reformists are a rebellion group in the eyes of the Ardent Nation. Their ideology rejects invasive technology to protect the human spirit and embrace individuality. Ironically, the reformists use an interdimensional portal to keep themselves tucked away from the clutches of mainframe. Ivor started off as a TV screenplay which explores conflict between differing ideologies. Due to the storyline and the stylized visuals, it naturally evolved into a graphic novel.
Nice.
Ivor is now complete and ready for publication. It's a labour of love that's been brought to life by the epic illustrative skills of Timothy Green II. It's an extraordinary journey, one of which we hope our readers will join us on.
Cool.
I seen a comment there that said, "Yeah, what was it? Okay, this looks awesome. Loved how the voiceover sounded all dystopian, electronic at the beginning. Yeah, that part was pretty cool. For a second, I thought she was gonna break out with some Skrillex like dubstep when I first heard it, but
That was awesome.
There's a filter on my voice or something. I just left it, I just sat there for like a whole day, saying the same thing over and over again.
I joked with Ines about her voice, and I'm like, listen, we in America, we've been conditioned to understand that when someone with an accent, especially a British accent, is speaking, shit's about to go down. Because remember,
because they always put the English guy, the English accent as the bad guy, the villain. It's a bit like Jeremy Irons, in Die Hard or something like that.
You remember how
it definitely sounded pretty interesting, and then the accent really put it made it important almost. Like it was like
it was like the exclamation point on the description.
Right.
Yeah. Remember Resident Evil? The little girl. You're all going to die down here. It's like, fuck.
I was waiting on it.
Yeah, but you guys are forgetting Alfred from Batman. British accent. We listen to
But his
Jeremy Irons itself looks great,
and also Jeremy Irons.
That book looks awesome, and like my Raptor said, and you are She has 16 days left, 99 backers.
Yep, I'm waiting for the number 100 so I can, give them a shout out, in my update.
Someone pop over there.
Send me the link.
All right.
No, seriously, send me the link. I'll do it. Because this seems like I see you said you were writing it as a TV series, right?
Yeah, no, because I was inspired. I mean, when I was writing it, I did a screenwriting course, and the lecturer was like, "Well, go watch Fahrenheit 451," and then afterwards it was. Equilibrium, that's kind of sort of based on that as well. And then there was District 9 afterwards. I've always loved Eon Flux, the animated series.
Oh, yeah.
That's good, yeah.
Yeah, and also the stylizing of Blade Runner. I've always loved the way they styled it, and it was kind of like taking all the elements that I loved that inspired me and wanting to do something that was sort of a kind of making a note of the current human condition and where we're going with it, because, you look at social media and how sort of it's, really taking over our lives. Now, imagine we go one step further and they become the governing body, especially with the amount of data they have on us.
Yeah.
And then, they become really controlling. And everyone's sort of, you've got faction groups, and each faction group is sort of there in it for themselves. They're trying to survive in this, sort of dystopian world where, there's limited resources and everything. Another sort of the Black Mirror series, I absolutely love watching that because it really kind of takes sort of elements of what we've got now and goes to the extreme of what could potentially happen. So So yeah, there was a lot of thought that went behind this, behind the story. And then, I really went down a really beautiful creative route with Timothy Green. He's just such an amazing illustrator. He's done Dark Lords and, sort of he's worked for Marvel. So yeah, he's just really talented. And I'm sort of lucky to have, sort of had the opportunity to work with him. And there
I'll tell you this.
Yeah, he blessed you.
Yeah, he did really fantastic work on that book. And look at that. I mean, I don't even want to draw anymore. I look at that. I'm like, man. like, I love the artwork. But it's like, man, Timothy, man, fuck you, bro. Like,
I'm trying to.
The funny thing is that looks like my mum-in-law, although I should not tell.
What were you saying, Ro?
Yeah, he showed his ass. He showed his ass on that one.
Yeah.
That's a good thing for those of you who don't know. Like, he showed his ass, man.
Yeah, he did really good.
Full pants down, cheeks, everything. He showed his ass.
And Glenn Ford says hello, everyone. Hello, Glenn. Ionica's toy review. I do. While this book is coming, I mean, the shipping. You're shipping here to the United States. This book is going to be, I think, for me, one of my favorites of the year. So we're looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to getting my grubby little mitts on it and being able to flip through it. Yeah, Lola still she has to get the bag. It's gonna be I know the book is gonna be great. Now, also Timothy owes me an apology. I did not know that Timothy's icon moves, his Facebook icon. So imagine me sitting there one day, notice his icon is moving, and I'm like, I gotta leave this shit alone. I just started, but I can't do this. Fantastic book. Was it $10? $10 gets you the
you've got it in pounds, so I wouldn't know.
Rob.
It says underneath the pounds.
Oh yeah,
how much
there you
it is in
go.
dollars.
Sorry.
Varian.
I don't have my glasses on.
Come on, Varian.
Yeah. So let me see. If you go up, comic and digital. Okay, the comic and digital button. Oh, you've changed page. Do you know that going back to the conversation about Indiegogo and Kickstarter and doing simultaneous campaigns? Somebody did say to me, "Why don't you sort of do a simultaneous campaign on Kickstarter?" And that's something I may look into, just because I'm, Indiegogo sort of, I've not. It was only just recent that Timothy said to me, do it on Indiegogo. It, seems to be the new thing. Although if I'm hearing that, Kickstarter there's more success with that, then, maybe it is a good idea to be on two platforms.
I'll tell you this, guys.
Everybody has their own opinion.
Yeah.
I'll
tell you this, guys. I picked up the 5 copies because I figured this. I'm gonna have to. I know friends are like, man, let me see that comic, and I'm not loaning it out, so I'm like, here. It's an awesome looking book in this. Now I feel bad. I just realized something. I sent Josh a invite to this chat, and then I realized that Josh sent me a message. Okay, what do you need me? I'm eating dinner with my fiance, and I'm like, holy fuck! I just read that. Josh,
that was 20 minutes ago. That's all right. She was in the middle of something anyway, so that's no big deal, man.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Apologize for me from her. Let me put your book up real quick. And you guys pop over there and check out Ava.
Oh yeah, I really want to check that out myself. I will definitely check that out. That looks really good.
Thank you.
And by the way, go ahead.
I was curious. Anas, right? That's how you pronounce it.
NS. Yeah.
Okay, so I saw the $50 iPhone case.
Oh yes.
Is that okay? Now, question: is that like a pledge for $50 for a certain amount of time, or is that a one-time thing? Or?
Well, so the pledge for the phone case. What in terms of?
Yeah, I've never, man.
So that's a bundle. So you get pretty much, you get the digital, the physical copy, It's a whole bundle.
Gotcha.
And in terms, because if you open it up, you'll get the postcards, the behind the scenes PDF, the drawstring bag, and then you get the customized phone case to whatever model you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's, I think that's going to stay on because the supplier that I get it from, I can order one at a time.
That's cool. That's cool.
Okay.
So yeah, you have.
I was just looking it over because I was like, yo, my wife would love this right here. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, no, I think that's gonna stick around. Although I haven't had any backers for it. I'm gonna do one for myself because my phone case is falling apart. So I may do one for me and say, this is what you can possibly get,
Yeah.
Right. Now, once again, so is that $50 per month?
No, it's
Oh,
a one.
per
It's
month?
a one.
No,
it's a one
one-off.
time.
It's one off.
Oh, what? I'm in there. I'm in there.
It's not a subscription.
I don't know what it is you're looking for, but I'm not offering it.
$50 per month. However, $50 a month, I will. That'd be a great Patreon. No, but yeah, $50. Yeah, that'd be a great
I was thinking it was gonna be like $50 a month, and you get like, I don't know, like the next piece of art that's drawn, or they just keep sending something.
No. This one time.
I've never done it. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, I got you.
No subscriptions.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's a gorgeous book. I mean, you're gonna get a phone case, the book, the digital copy, the postcards. The postcards should say London Calling. I know they won't say that. England Calling. Now let's pop over to Josh's stuff. I'm going to put it up on screen here. Josh has a couple different comics, and
I've got too many dang comics.
yeah. I'm pretty sure somebody.
There is no such thing, sir.
That is true. That is very true. I'm pretty proud of myself. I put a new one out the past 3 months, so a new one each month, and
wow.
I've been working my ass off.
That's fucking awesome, though.
Yeah.
What's that Chicago one, man?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Chicago 20, I'll start with that one. I got them all right here.
Anybody else hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep, you're good.
Here.
Okay. Yep, so Chicago 20, that one's actually pretty fun because that one's just kind of a one-off. And that one is based off of my time in Chicago when I went to the C2E2 Chicago Comic-Con, basically. And it was the first time I had been there, and it was with a group of new friends, and we had a really good time, and we all bonded really well. And so I started writing down like our little adventures, like the places we went to and stuff. And then I actually turned it into a comic book, but we're all robots instead. And it takes place in Chicago, but Chicago is like full of like hover cars and whatnot. It's like a utopian future, but everybody, instead of humans, they're all robots, but they still wear clothes, they still have emotions. And so each chapter is a different day. And essentially what the idea is that it's a silent comic because there's not actually any dialogue from the robots, but instead you read poems by different writers that I had them kind of like go off of different emotions. Like I tell them the story of that day and I say, can you write a poem based off of that idea? And so that's what you read the comic. You're reading poetry to kind of reflect how the emotions of the day go. And so it's a much different experience. It's never anything I've ever done before.
That sounds awesome.
Thank you. And I'm a huge fan of manga and stuff like that, but I definitely don't like drawing manga, so I kind of approached it from a screen tone, black and white, with just a little color, and I'm really pleased with how it turned out. And it gets really really crazy at the end. It gets really trippy, and a lot of weird stuff happens, but kind of the overall feeling of the book is hope for a better tomorrow, and just kind of stick with your friends and stick with your family. And it's just a really cool book.
Was that C2E2 this year?
Yes, it was. Actually, I bumped into you, Katrina. I don't think you recognized me.
Oh no!
Yeah, we were both at the same. We were looking at the same stuff. I'm like, oh, it's Katrina. And then like my friend asked for something, and then you were gone. It was like a wild Katrina sighting.
It was in the wild.
But yeah, so
I was going to say, my Sunday concluded with being so tired that I ended up parked on the top of the parking garage on the roof.
Oh my gosh!
and I came out, and I actually was so tired I walked past my car and was freaking out because I couldn't find my car.
No. That'll do it to you. That was the first time I'd ever done all 3 days. And yeah, no, that third day I was so ready to go home. Like we drove home that night and I was exhausted.
Did you?
Yeah.
I had a hotel that was, depending on traffic, 45 minutes to an hour away, and I went back I drove home the next morning.
I don't blame you. No, C2E2, like this picture actually is based off of my like feeling of C2.
Well, Josh, I like the art style, bro.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I have a lot of fun with like inking and whatnot. Like I try not to. I have a weird obsession with drawing way too many lines, and so this comic I really did my best to just refrain from that. Like try to clean up the artwork a little bit. But yeah, so that book, that one's out. That one actually came out at the end of June, and so that one's available for purchase on my website. And then actually my other book, Astronaut High Schooler, came out in April, and that one is a really wacky one. I don't know if the link on that one's working. My brother and I are working on my website right now. I'm trying to get it looking good. But that one, if you're a fan of anything crazy and wacky, I mean, that's Astronaut High Schooler for you. It's a superhero that is, you know, they have a giant space helmet and a baseball bat, but they can also blow up spaceships and you know, fight alien monsters and whatnot with this baseball bat. And so, like, one of my favorite ones is this giant beam gets shot at Earth, and you know, they just hit it with the baseball bat like it's nothing. And it's just, and then like something that I'm really adding in a lot is these ideas of like the home run like video game aspect. Like these letters actually exist in the world, and at one point, like it's not in this book, but one of the future ones I'm working on, it says like 22 hit combo, and then they grab the 22 and then use that as a weapon. Like it's really like breaks the fourth wall like crazy. So it's you kind of have like a little bit of Dragon Ball Z excessiveness with like a typical superhero. Like they're really full of themselves. They feel like they're the best thing ever, and they really couldn't care less about the cat stuck in the tree. But when the planet's in danger, they're there to save the day. So the Astronaut High Schooler, that one's also available. I was pretty happy with that one. That before I got the prints of the book, it was sold out. Like I ran through the first printing, which was only like 50 copies because I don't really do big print runs, but that one was sold out before I even had the prints ready, and so I was really pleased with the result of that one. So, but that's finally back in print. I finally got another print run done and also available on my website. And then, yet again, I have another one. The most recent one, actually, it's in kind of the top right. It says pre-order the new Henry Graves collection. And Henry Graves last year came out with The Story of a Piano, which Henry Graves is kind of like Sherlock Holmes. Like it's a mixture of a late 1800s mixes with like a 1920s setting. But he is a paranormal investigator, kind of like a Sherlock Holmes kind of guy, but he actually works for the police force. And I really enjoy writing Henry Graves because I'm inspired by Hellboy quite a bit, but I didn't want to just go like, you know, oh, it's a demon guy. Like I really wanted to base it more in a human main character and more of that kind of reality. And next month, August 3rd, is the release of the sequel to Story of a Piano, which is it's called The Autumn Lilies and Other Short Stories. It's a 40-page book that has 5 different short stories in it. And we kind of get to explore the world a little bit more. The first book, Story of a Piano, which also available on my website, is a little bit more like typical, you know, he's investigating a case. A woman's husband has been torturing her, but turns out the woman's husband's been dead for weeks. And so who is this guy? And so Henry Graves is called on the case, and turns out there might be something more going on than just what everybody thinks. And so that one's very straightforward. There's a case to solve. There's a culprit we have to go after. But The Autumn Lilies is much more an expansion. We get to learn about Henry's past a little bit. We get to know a little bit more about the world he lives in, the city he lives in. And if you want to blow up my picture real quick, I don't know who's in control of that, but I got some pages here. I just want to show a quick panel for it. Anybody want to blow up? There we go. So thank you. I'm a big fan of doing a lot of architecture, and I'm I absolutely
man.
love drawing. Like that's something my family is really big into is architectural design. And so I really enjoy implementing that into the world and making sure that you really see the world around them and actually enjoy seeing like the little intricate details and just like there's actually a world existing around your characters. I'm a really big, an avid believer in that. So
I don't know if you could hear Rogue. He was actually speaking what both of us were thinking. But I'm looking at it's like, man.
Thanks, man. Yeah, no, I spend a lot of times on a lot of time inking these pages. Like that page alone probably took me about 4 hours, and I just really enjoy it. Who is having a lot of fun over there?
That's fine.
You see, I look like mine.
I'm looking for mine too.
The roommates are home, so the dogs are going ape shit.
Josh, your artwork looks great.
Thank you, sir.
It does. Dude, like, man, I did a top view of my city in my book, and man, that took me 2 days straight, like 12 hours each day. And I thought I did something, bro.
Bro, do you have the links to your stuff up?
Man, I don't.
Oh yeah,
I don't have anything. I'm so new to this whole genre. I've been watching your show, getting pointers, man. I have an Instagram, and that's it. I thought that's all I needed. Now I see I need a lot more.
Well,
One step at a time.
We're gonna pull that up. We're gonna pull that. But
yeah, I want to check it out, man.
I want to show you something that that Johnny doesn't know I'm gonna leak tonight. Yeah. Oh, does he? Oh, well, shit.
Oh,
he knows.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Well, wait. Nobody tells me shit.
So here we go. It's from this is from Wax.
No, it's from my fetish that I'm doing.
Right. That. Yes. Yes, that.
Wax play.
Yeah. So Lola, talk about your book for a second.
I am doing a fetish book. It's basically I'm taking fetishes from A to Z and having a different artist draw each letter. I'm gonna give them a fetish to draw.
Now, before we, so don't blame me for this. This sounds like a robbery, actually. No, but
I'm hurt that I've not been consulted.
But I want to show the page for Wax, and here we go. Let me share this, and it's safe.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's safe to share, I guess. Here we go.
Surprised, huh?
I was like,
Not if you're putting wax in the right places.
yeah,
Exactly.
Katrina.
Does it involve your armpits?
That is too spicy.
It's like we're gonna have a talk about this, and that's your language lately is just getting like, we're
Lay off her. It's early in the morning for her. She's getting that tired brain.
Yeah. So there it is. There's the one for Wax play.
Oh, that's much right there.
Nice.
I love how the wax is red. There's like connotations to that.
That's awesome.
And he did an awesome job on it. I love it so
awesome.
much.
Yeah.
That's super.
Right? Yes, Glenn, it is.
Hey, that's selling now, right now.
Yeah, she's really feeling that wax. I can really feel it.
Her expression.
That flame's really close to her hair too.
Yeah, that makes me a little nervous. Not gonna lie, that flame makes me nervous.
This could go wrong real fast.
That's half the fun, though, man.
I don't care how fast she says her safe word. She could be in trouble.
And what were you doing tonight? Said the ER doctor.
She's buying a wig tomorrow.
Oh man.
Let me go here to my email because Lola's gonna say a bunch of stuff.
I do, because you control the board. She sent you like everything,
You did.
and then you're never on top of it. You just have this stuff pulled up.
She's right. Usually the guy is like, "Oh yeah, I'll do it. I got it."
He doesn't
Gotta
have
make it look
anything
good.
ready.
All right, so we got some art here.
Oh,
So
okay.
this was,
Do my stuff up.
yeah.
Okay. One, I'm having trouble hearing, and I don't know why, but I'm guessing
Oh, because
this
me and
means it's
him
my
are sitting
time
right
to
across
discuss
from each other.
what's up with my thing. Let me see if it's the Wi-Fi. Well, look, that's the network. What it is, I mean, you probably can't see the lettering, but what it is it's a conversation that my character is actually having with a demon. You don't really find that out until later, but my book is about, man, um, when I was growing up, I lived a different type of lifestyle, and I experienced a lot of traumatic stuff, growing up where I grew up, and it was very, very traumatic and violent. It was a lot of violence around where I grew up, and so I took that. I just analyzed it basically and took um, what I thought people were thinking at the time, and it's called The Network. It's basically a depiction of what we've been through, me and my brother's been through in a former life. So this scene right here, the scene that was just up, is actually a scene where my guy keeps having a dream. My protagonist keeps having a dream, and he dreams about heaven. And this is actually a gate of heaven, and there's a battle about to happen with the angels where Lucifer is actually kicked out and sent to uh, hell, earth, whatever you want to call it. But in the book, hell is actually on earth, and it's actually set in modern times. It's going to be a lot of hip hop element. Um, the book actually came about by my brother and I just talking about our experiences, and these are some of the dreams that I had. So I used to wake up and write them down. And if you can see, you have the gates into heaven, and you have the bridge, the life water coming down and everything. But that actually turns to blood later, and it just shows how messed up the earth really is. It kind of goes back to the werewolf comic that we showed earlier tonight, where I said, some heroes are beasts. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Not werewolves, not anything with those. I love it. That's a really gorgeous art world. Now
I love it.
It's funny because my book opens with the fall of Lucifer from heaven, and it's I don't have any grand like visuals like that for like the gates and whatnot, but it is interesting to see so many different interpretations. Interpretations.
Right.
This is fantastic. Right now, you're doing the art chores on this yourself.
Yeah, I actually did the pencils, and I didn't do the inks. A friend of mine did the inks. Jorge Cortez. He did the inks and the color, and but I did the pencils for everything that you see. And I mean, man, to be quite honest with you, right now we're working on a cartoon series as well. The book will come out with the cartoon series. We're going to use the book as promotion for the series. My brothers and I got the cash together, and we're getting ready to launch production. We already got pre-production out of the way, and so that's the whole thing. But what it's supposed to represent, man, is the battles that we fight in ourselves. Good and evil. It's all a matter of perspective. Like, when I was growing up, man, we looked to the drug dealer down the block. He looked out for us, gave us money, kept us protected, but he was doing wrong to do it. So I'm trying to blur the lines between right and wrong in this thing, man. This is the basis of everything. This is how everything begins. It began with this massive battle where good and evil just clashed, and nobody really won because the war is still going on, but that's basically what it is. And it's called The Network, so be looking for it. We're gonna start. Like I said, I'm still learning, man. I actually grew up leading a different lifestyle. I did 10 years in federal prison. I actually met my business partners in prison, and we just came home and decided to put some money together and bring this thing out. Somebody needs to write about what's going on out here, man. But this is just my interpretation of it.
John, is that John Case? I can't pronounce your name, but from Twitch says, "What about Stealing Moon? If that's a werewolf movie, I'm not watching it."
What's wrong with werewolves?
Werewolves. Okay, I'll tell you what's wrong with werewolves, and you guys are gonna laugh. I'll tell you what's wrong with werewolves. 1 second. Okay. The problem with werewolves is that when I was a kid, my father was putting in flooring in the. My mother decided she wanted all new floors in the bathrooms, and you guys, I'm looking at anybody in this chat, seeing the house I grew up in, but Lola will tell you. She says, "Yeah, you say you're from Detroit. That's not true. You're from the suburb. I grew up in Rosedale Park, so she's all, yeah. Lola's like, you grew up in the suburbs.
You're a suburb kid. Oh,
yeah. It was Detroit technically.
Hey man, ain't nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm like, look, I
You didn't see what I saw.
No, I didn't. But
I saw people getting killed, brains on my grass.
See, that's
I seen all that.
Well, wait a minute. I had my bike stolen.
His bike was stolen by a werewolf. That's the
story. She sees people killed. Varian sees all new bathroom flooring.
Well, yeah. Well, my dad was putting it in and putting this flooring in, and the thing is, I would back then, we had to cycle through the television, and I was in my bedroom and I was cycling. I was getting ready to play Nintendo, and I heard like a talk show. You know how sometimes back then you see the snow, you can hear, but you would see the snow, you couldn't see what you're listening to. Well, this lady was on a talk show and she says, if a man feels intimidated or bothered by the moon, he has the full tendency to go werewolf. He could
Man, y'all fucking savage for laughing at that man like that. God
damn. Glenn Ford says, don't claim 313 when you live in 586. I lived in 313.
He did live in 313. Yeah. He just lived in the good part of 313.
Listen, look. Y'all gonna have me go Mike Lowry in a minute. Now, ain't nothing wrong with my parents leaving money. Now, fuck you and fuck everybody who got a problem with Mike Lowry. But the thing was, I heard this and I'm like, a man can go werewolf. And I'm looking, first thing I think was my dad. I'm like, what if he goes werewolf? And I had seen The Howling before. And I remember this guy turning into a werewolf and he burst out the cabin and his chest is just heaving up and down. And I'm like, those ain't special effects. That shit's real. And you're talking like I was a really loopy kid. My parents took me to the carnival and they had the sideshow people there, and not sideshow collectibles, talking about the people that were and they had a guy, he was called the Incredible Lobster Man. Well, I'm thinking fucking cool, I'm gonna go see Lobster Man. I'm like 9 years old. I go in there and this guy is Indian sitting and he's eating watermelon. And he's like the fucking penguin. I've never seen shit like this before. He's got the flippers and everything. And he's grabbing the watermelon and eating it. And I'm looking like, and I remember I started crying because this man, he was like this little fat little ball of misshapen parts. And he's just eating watermelon and I'm crying. So if he exists, if the amazing Lobster Man exists, then so too must werewolves. And it didn't help that the sign outside of the tent said, this can happen to you. So imagine me freaking out in my head thinking, what if I wake up tomorrow with lobster claws? What if I imagine I just wake up tomorrow and I'm like, pinching everybody and shit.
And Barry, you only just started smoking pot.
Keep that in mind.
Before he came on the show.
It was horrible. I could.
That's a situation, man. That'll scare the hell out of you, man.
Yeah.
Like I feel you on that.
Werewolves. Says Glenn, you'll never read my book, Blood Nights. No, werewolves are scary. And werewolves, I'm convinced out of everything, before I close my eyes, I will see a werewolf. We will see somebody out there, like that movie, The Island of Dr.
Moreau.
Moreau? No. People? Upright dogs? Walking. No, too close to werewolf. Imagine that.
You know what's crazy, man, is where I come from growing up, man, you know, and not to glorify it in any way, but I just want to give an understanding. Like we called ourselves wolves, you know what I mean? So I feel where you're coming from, because I used to look at some of the guys that I used to be around, man, and I used to think to myself, like, dude, how could you, after what you supposedly did last night, how could you ever sit at the table and have Sunday dinner with us, you know, without guilty conscience or whatever? And these guys, to me, when I was younger, would look like wolves, you know what I mean? Like monsters, you know? And so they do exist, man. They just, you know, metaphorically speaking, they exist, man, most definitely. But that anything like that is a scary sight, bro. I feel where you're coming from.
I feel like wolves get a bad rap, man. They're dogs, man. Dogs are lovable. Even wolves can be lovable, man.
Yeah, but they can be vicious too.
So can that's any animal, can be vicious. It's like don't poke the bear,
Pop says
real talk. You stay on your side, I stay on mine.
Pop says you guys know I live with a husky that thinks he's a wolf. Don't be giving his big dumb ass ideas.
See, I took the exact opposite out of your story, because you reminded me that I have watermelon in my refrigerator, and now
I know I'm sitting here going, man, I wish I had some lobster and watermelon.
Yeah, we do it. We do have watermelon here, and it's funny about that, because I won't. There's a couple of things I won't do. You guys might notice this. If you hang out with me at a con, you meet me at a con. There's a couple of things I don't do. I will not eat fried chicken in public. That's what they expect. I will not buy a watermelon. I make Lola buy it. I do. I make Lola buy it, and I'll stand behind her in the line like that's not for me. Shit's delicious. I won't eat pancakes in public. That's what they expect. What? Very quickly. And you notice I look around and watch who's watching me. And the other thing that I stopped doing recently is not even recently. I've never done for like the past about the past 20 years is that when I get sick and I buy over-the-counter medicine, Lola has to open it for me. They will not trick me into pulling the cotton out of that bottle. Not happening. Nope. I will not. We got it. He's picking cotton. Nope. Not happening. Yeah. You guys like, oh, that's horrible. Yeah, wow. I don't want to laugh. I'll get canceled. I see Grandy's listening. Grandy, are you there?
No.
Oh, okay.
The disembodied voice.
Yeah.
I am just a voice.
LW, is that Fluiza? Fluiza says apparently it's worse than the Moreau novel. Apparently one of the first proto-biopunks. Also, there's man's best werewolf friend. Dude, I'm terrified of werewolves. I don't play with that. Werewolves coming to you. Nope. Yeah, I am. I had werewolf nightmares.
Hey, bro, I would be more scared of a ghost or something than a werewolf, man.
I used to have, after watching it when I was a kid, man, I used to have nightmares about clowns all the time.
Oh, man.
Demonic forest or something. Like a werewolf, bro. To be honest, I'll be trying to make friends with it.
If you ever want to try to conquer your fear, there's a really excellent European werewolf movie called Dog Soldiers.
No,
look it up. It's fucking great.
I'm aware of dogs. I'm familiar with Dog Soldiers. Absolutely
such a good movie.
Not werewolves with guns.
You're the only human being who thinks Twilight is an actual horror film.
That's funny thing, because you know what? I do not fear the werewolves in Twilight because they're just like big dogs. But if you're upright walking around and shit, like Beauty and the Beast. I don't understand how Belle was into that shit. Belle women. Like,
The werewolves in Underworld were fucking cool too.
I like Underworld,
Yeah.
but I turned my head when that shit was when they would.
So you didn't watch Rise of the Lycans, did you?
Yeah, I didn't really dig it though, but yeah, I wanted to see like I don't think they had the budget to guide it out.
It's I can't watch it. Glenn Ford says Dog Soldiers is an awesome movie. It can be. I'm not taking away from it. It might be the finest like piece of cinema ever. I'm not watching it. I like not pissing myself. We're not watching it. Imagine. No, absolutely not. Werewolves are.
I'll sit and cuddle you on the couch and we'll watch it.
I don't want you cuddling me with werewolves. You might turn.
Sometimes you need to piss yourself.
It's funny. I've never seen Barry like almost like cuddle himself. He's holding his own hand.
Yeah. Listen, guys. Like you could put me in a room full of like. Listen, here's the thing. You put me in a room. You can put me in a room. Like you can put me in a club. I've been in a very dangerous club once. There was Bloods and Crips all over the place. I was like, I gotta get out of here. But if you would have put me in there and said there's a werewolf in here somewhere, that'd be my first concern. So let me get the hell out of here. Because my dad didn't know this, but he came very close to getting shanked. Like I'm like, I need silver, and I'm looking, which again, I mean, you guys are right. There was no point to find the silver in the house.
I'm guessing boxes.
Yeah, he was. My dad was. My dad was a pretty big guy, and
Right.
yeah. And I'm like, so I started like having forks under my pillow when I was sleeping. Like he come in here getting froggy, middle of the night. Now, he didn't. He never came in there bothering me. But my uncle did. My uncle got drunk one night. He came over 2:00 in the morning. I don't know who the fuck let him in. Motherfucker bit my finger while I was asleep.
Oh man!
Like, do not drink Christian Brothers. You will get messed up. Evan Marmer says, Bad Moon, The Howling, and American Wolf in London are good choices too. No, they are not.
Trust me. That dude knows his horror. I can tell you that right now. Like that dude knows his horror movies.
What is this shit?
Werewolf?
London, one of my favorites. Yeah.
No, I still remember watching American Werewolf in London. Yeah, I remember that as a kid. Yeah. I can't believe I watched it as a kid.
There's a lot of things that I was questioning why we watched.
that first transformation in American Werewolf in London is still just top notch. Special
so good.
I bet you it is.
You can take our word for it.
Like, I'm good.
How about like Teen Wolf? Can you handle Teen Wolf?
I've never seen Teen Wolf.
Michael J. Fox's Teen Wolf?
Michael J. Fox. Yeah, that's
nope, I won't watch it. I won't watch it. Nope.
So that's the ones that I'm talking about. The ones that look just like hairy dudes.
Listen. Johnny and Josh about as hairy as I can take it. After that. It's like, Johnny and Josh, is this your first time meeting, by the way? Have you guys ever?
I think this is probably the first time.
Yeah, as far as I know, but my memory is absolute dog shit.
Sorry. No, I think this is the first time. Yeah, no, we're quite similar, aren't we?
Yeah.
I mean,
you guys look like
handsome runs and hairs. That's all I'm saying.
What'd you say, Inez?
I said handsome runs and oh, god damn it! Sorry, that's my bad.
I was going to say they look like they've been separated at birth.
I know, right? I think we both got the long hair too.
Yeah.
Yep.
The
That's not
secret
right.
brothers trying to corner the market.
It's like 2 peas in a pod.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I wouldn't kick me out the bed unless I wanted to sleep on the floor. That's all I'm saying.
Guys, I want to go around and I want to ask Katrina about her book. She's got a book dropping Tuesday. Tales from the Toy Shop. It is on Amazon. Is it not?
It is.
Oh, look at it. It's right there too.
Oh, you haven't been waving it at all this.
Yeah, I know.
It's not
I
being
meant to be a fan of myself with the whole show.
And it is available on Amazon for pre-order right now.
The ebook is. The print comes out on Tuesday.
Let me see here. And it's about Katrina going back to the well again with toys that walk. No, she's got another book where there's stuffed animals. and I'm waiting
Yeah.
for the crossover, but she says it's not going to be a crossover. She's
No.
not even
You say
an
that
Easter egg.
Well, I will say there's I guess a kind of a tiny bit where one of Nick's characters, which is not in the book that's on Kickstarter right now, is
Talking about
actually
Nick Davis. Talking about
in
Nick
my
Davis.
book. Nick Davis.
Nick
Let me
Davis.
make this clear. Nick
Yeah.
Davis, not
Yeah.
the other Nick. Nick Davis.
Why did I put toys from the toy store? What's wrong with me? Oh, I know what's actually wrong with me.
You know what? That's what my actual my file on my laptop is actually titled "Toys from the Toy Store." I don't know what I was thinking that day either.
I mean, I know why I'm thinking it because
horror or what?
Yeah.
No. No. Tales from the Toy Store is a book of 20 children's stories, all based on toys that live in a toy store. They are actually based on real life toys that live in my house. You can see over my shoulder, there's over there somewhere. I'm really bad at this pointing thing. There's a little otter. There's a story about him in there. You can see there's a tiger behind me. He has a story.
Okay.
Yeah, this is
as long as they don't come to life. Now that's something.
This is Twee, and they are alive in the book, but they're not scary. I promise. They are, but it's all children's stories, kind of based upon the stories that I told my kids when they were little.
That's awesome.
$8.99 get you the paperback. $4.99 gets you the digital version on Amazon right now. Tales from the Toy Store. If you can't find that, type in her name, Katrina Rotes, Roets. So if a last name like Rotes, you have to be a writer.
Yes, because I wrote it.
Yeah. I've been trying to get like Katrina and Paul's story together because I'm like. Well, I heard a sound effect. I don't have. I mean, like it's like story ropes. If I can find somebody like, or somebody who likes playing time or something, that'd be great. Pop says back that one the day. There's someone named Karen Dixon out there. Yeah, we know who that is. Rob is a horrible person. He's posting stuff like that for me. He's, also changed his logo to be.
That werewolf looks like he just lost a fight.
Yeah,
that one looks a little bit more demonic.
Yeah, did you hear the howling sounds he's making too? He thinks he's funny.
That werewolf is bad right now.
That's okay. I got it. When I had MRSA and couldn't walk, there's a they gave me one of those pee jars, the pee thing. I still kept it because I'm like, this is gonna save so much time. I don't have to get out of bed tonight. I might get out of bed. I'm not just gonna go over here. I'll tell you something else, guys. Two things that I've seen that freak me out, Rogue, and you're completely right about demonic stuff. Apparently, if you see yourself like really haggard looking, it's that can manifest. And that means you don't have much longer left. Now, here's the thing. I'm a comic book artist, and I'm up late at night anyway. So when I look in the mirror, I see myself haggard, and I'm like, oh, shit, I don't have much time left. The other thing, though, was there's a guy here in Michigan that says he's being stalked by a super thin, tall, 10-foot tall, like, white golem.
Slender Man.
And well, not quite Slender Man. He said this thing's kind of hunched over, but it's 10 feet tall when it stands up. And he says the thing was he went to the bathroom one night and he was using the bathroom and looked out his window and it was staring at him. And I'm like,
something like that gonna make me grab the strap, bro. I'm finna do, man. My windows will be busted up.
Yeah.
No.
Well, the thing was, there's windows right by all of my toilets, and I'm like, no, please don't let me get up and go to bed. No, I can't, because my brain will play tricks on me like you. You see it, don't you? It's out there.
This is why I have frosted bathroom windows.
Yeah.
That sounds like he needs Jesus, bro. He really dealing with something. Nah, because I knew this Mexican cat, man. And he was a friend of mine. His name's Jorge, bro. And he was straight from Mexico. And, they believe in the Santa La Muerte or something like that. And the angel of death. And he he used to tell me, like, man, you know, this woman her head is like right by my feet, and when I'm in bed, like she's staring at me. I was like, bro, something wrong, man. And before you know it, like he had lost someone in his family, you know. So that stuff, to me, I think that stuff is real, man. You got to be real careful. Start taking caution. Start taking precautions, bro. Get you some salt or something and put it around you.
Yeah. Well, the comic book business is very scary. It's very scary. Travis Gibbs says, "How many people are on this stream?" There's like, and I want to thank everyone. Yeah, I want to thank everybody who's listening on Indeevent Radio. Right now, Indeevent Radio numbers are pretty damn high. I'm happy to announce that Geekgasm has its highest number right now at 49,850 people listening to radio right now.
Nice.
So thank you guys.
On that one.
Yeah, highest numbers. Everyone listening, go over there.
I can keep you entertained.
Yeah. Or just have me get high before every show.
Yeah. High every show.
Yeah, I'll go. I want to go around, and I want everyone to tell us where you can find their book.
Varian, did you want to look at the Kickstarter? Or just
did I not look at the Kickstarter for?
No. It's okay if you don't want to. I'm cool with it.
I was pimping.
Keep him on track. He's a little sidetracked.
I was pimping your stuff.
I know. I have to say this. Nick Davis sent me a text this morning. I told him I was on this morning and that I'd mentioned the Kickstarter. He said, "Did you remember to actually mention your own book?" Because apparently I suck at mentioning my own book.
Where's Nick out of?
He is out of Baltimore.
Baltimore. Okay. All right. There we go.
And our artist for the Kickstarter is out of Western Michigan.
All right, there we go. A Teddy Bear Tale Awakening. That's the first one. No, this is a new one. This is a new one here.
This is the new one,
which I've already backed.
Yay!
60 backers, 12 days to go. A Teddy Bear Tale. There we go. This is the conclusion of the story.
This is the conclusion. This is for is a joint Kickstarter for issues 5 and 6, as well as the trade paperback. The trade paperback is actually, it's going to sound weird, available paperback or in a hardcover. This is the Cuddly Defenders, whose job is to protect children from the monsters under the bed.
Mm-hmm.
They are a fairly new group, and they failed in their mission. So now they are in the.
They failed Varian for sure.
They did.
Yeah, they did. Poor Varian.
Werewolves every day.
Varian, you need to up your pledge so you can get a Tristan or something to save you.
Yeah.
But they are going now into the underbed to save their child's soul from the boogeyman.
See, that type of stuff. I got a question for you, Katrina.
Yeah.
Because the children's stories have tricked me before. Now I got my son the second volume of this, so he has
issues 3 and 4.
Right.
Yep, he came in the middle.
Right. So I pledged for the trade paperback. I got a question. It's the end of it, and I know how demented you writers and editors are. Are one of those cute little cuddly characters going to meet their fabric strewn in?
I can't tell you that because honestly, I haven't read the end of it yet.
Okay. All right.
But my guess is no. If you want that type of story, you need to look up Mr. Buttons.
Well, no,
which is also another alt-world publication, but definitely on the darker side of the toys.
You just have to remember that, again, childhood trauma. Optimus Prime dying and Transformers the animated movie when I was a kid. Why is this happening? My whole toy line is gone. Thanks, Hasbro.
Well, I will say that I believe in the Cuddly Defenders, and I believe that they will be successful.
Yeah, I mean, Big Bird couldn't get home. Remember that?
Yeah, that was.
Talk about how Starscream was killed too.
Yeah, Starscream came back as a ghost.
Oh yeah, that's true.
What Rob is making light of is the fact that I thought Starscream was a woman for years when I was a kid.
It's Cobra Commander's voice, man.
Right, but because he had the afterburners on his chest, I thought they were breasts.
Well, what about the other two then? The other two had really deep voices.
So I identified them as guys, and I'm like, okay, well, Skywarp and Thundercracker are guys, but Starscream is definitely a girl. And I think because of the relationship he had with Megatron, and the fact that Megatron used to hit him. So I'm like, oh, that's a girl.
Wow, that went kind of dark.
I did. I was like, oh, that's a girl. You know, Megan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like
Totally.
it says more about me than anything. Like,
If you want to scroll down, you can see the toys, and maybe one of them, can come protect you.
let me see here.
Oh yeah, there's the stuffed ones, right?
Yeah. 150 plus pages.
Yep, in the graphic novel / trade paperback.
Yeah.
These are actually pages from issue 4.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And they're the stuffed animals.
These are the stuffed toys that we have available with the campaign. They are handcrafted and handmade by a woman out of New York.
Those are awesome.
And they are incredibly high quality. I own 4 of the 5 of those. and a few others that aren't available this campaign. Yeah.
That's very cool.
We are well protected around this house.
Tales from the Teddy.
Tales from the Toy Store.
Tales from the Toy Store.
Teddy Bear Tale Awakenings.
That's right. Which are not related, but there is an Easter egg in it. So you have to buy the other book and find out.
That's right. You got to find out.
Yeah. Check that out on Kickstarter.
Yeah,
we're 12 days to go.
Yeah, we got 12 days, about $1,200. So I'd love to see the numbers start climbing.
$100 a day. Let's do it.
Yeah, come on, guys. Easy
it's
peasy.
Definitely doable.
Yeah,
it is doable.
All right, guys, I'm gonna go around and you tell everybody where they can find you because we got a lot of people listening right now, and there's a chance they'll pop over and get those books. We're gonna start with NS, and then we'll move over to Rogue. We're gonna go backwards. So start at NS, Rogue, Katrina, Rob, Johnny, Josh, and then there we go. So we'll start with NS first, ma'am. Go ahead.
All right, so basically, I'm Ines Skander. I'm the writer and creator of Ava. You can find me on Indiegogo under the name of Ava Comic Issue 1. Mainframe is watching. Next. It's like such an awkward silence afterwards.
Yeah. And you can find her there. There's a campaign. And
I'd like to give a shout out to the 3, three people who've contributed.
That's fantastic.
And Mr. Rob Multari.
That would be great.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And there's a Mr. Rob Anderson. Do we know some guy?
Yeah, I know that
guy. Thank you very much.
Nobody knows Rob.
And a Mr. Ben Richardson. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Yeah. 16 days to get in on that, guys. You got that left. Get in there, back that campaign. Let's get NSI funded so she can get this book into our hands, and then we can. Then the real fear comes on when we're all reading it, and we can't tell her we can't tell her we like it, because if we do, that's called love bombing now, and we can't do that. So we'll be like, yeah, it was enjoyable. Yeah, thanks. Remember, if you like it, don't let them know how much you like it, because man, oh man, that's big trouble. All right, let's go out, Mr. Rogue.
Hey, I'm Rogue Artistry, aka Rogue Artistry 100. What I'm doing is it's called The Network. All right, so the comic book and the cartoon series will be out mid next year. We're actually putting it together ourselves, all funding from within. You can find me on Instagram at Tori Q Hill. On Instagram, just type in Tori Q Hill, and all my artwork is there. I do commissions. I'm actually still working on some things right now, but I am sliding some commissions in there if you need anything. Also, we got the network coming out, like I said, mid next year. You're looking for the comic book and the cartoon. Okay, it's gonna be on YouTube, right? So we're putting that stuff together right now. If you need anything, once again, holla at your boy.
All right, thank you, sir. Miss Katrina Rotes, let him have it.
Oh, me? Yay!
Yeah.
Okay. I'm Katrina Rotes, author of Tales from the Toy Store, editor on Awakenings and numerous other projects. Rogue, I want to make you an offer that when you guys are ready to go to print, if you'd like somebody to proofread your comic, let me know. I love new creators and love helping them get out there. And you can find me on Facebook, Katrina Rotes. Website is catscratchpress.com, and Instagram is @lifewithkatie.
Lola says, what did you say, Lola?
Kat, I'm jealous. You didn't offer that to me at all.
Well,
I'm working on like 4 books right now.
well, I didn't know you
You
were
don't
working
need
on
any
like
help.
4 books. You know where to reach me, girl.
I know. I just had to mess with you.
I want to look at Mr. Rob Moltari. Go ahead, Rob. Let us know about your book. I see Rob's got it pulled up. I'm going to pull it up here. Oh, let's see here. I keep going to
I'm
Prairie
getting whiplash here, Barry.
Yeah.
And I'm Rob Malteri, and I'm the creator and writer of Nightwolf. I'm also the founder of Lone Wolf Comics, which is my imprint where I publish self-published comics, obviously. So you can find me at lonewolfcomics.com, on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Lone Wolf Comics. And you can the short link to get to this Kickstarter is lonewolfcomics.com/Nightwolf. And that'll direct you to that long Kickstarter URL.
We will definitely check that out. That look, despite the fact that it has werewolves in it, it's a fantastic looking book. The art's awesome. You know,
Thank you.
I have a personal. I'm coming out with some shirts here on Indeevent. Indeevent shop, Indeevent.com. Some shirts. One shirt we're going to be releasing. There's a couple of them, but one that I know we have to release now was "Werewolf Lives Don't Matter." That shirt has to come out. You can kill every last one of them, for all I'm concerned. Oh my goodness, look at that picture. Then they got swords. They got weapons, as if they need more than the teeth and the claws. Now they got weapons.
How else are they going to kill each other? They need silver weapons, man.
You got a point.
Yeah.
The point, yeah.
Yeah, it's Rob, that looks like a gorgeous book. We're going to be definitely keep an eye on it, and we're going to grab. I know I'm going to grab a copy of it. That looks fantastic. Good job.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
And then let me see here. Who is next? Mr. Johnny Segura.
Woo! You can find me over at johnnysegura3rd.com. That's johnnysegura3rd.com. On my homepage, I have links to all my socials, including Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff. I have my Kickstarter campaign going for The Fencer, which is a super violent book. It's pretty fun, I gotta say. You can check it out there. You know, they got a ton of cool shit up for grabs. And then I'm also the colorist on a Kickstarter campaign going on right now called Chronicles of Calamity, an action comedy fantasy book. Check that shit out if you like D&D. It's awesome.
Excellent. And then Mr. Johnny Segura's twin, Mr. Josh Harris. Sir, where can they find you at?
Well, I just like Johnny has all of his socials on his website. I have all of mine on my website, jrcomicart.com. I know, right? Yep. So you can find me on the socials on Facebook, just Josh Harris, and then on socials at JR Comic Arts, website jrcomicart.com. If you want to buy any of my comics, pre-order my current Henry Graves up at my website, jrcomicart.com. Everything's out there. Free shipping, pretty much. No free international shipping, unfortunately, but free domestic shipping for continental United States.
How dare you try to charge in this?
It sucks so much.
You know, I realize now that sending a comic to Canada was $20 for someone recently. I was like, wow, $20. That's a lot of money to ship one comic. I mean, so just like buy a lot, and then that way you can it makes sense to buy like more than one if you possibly can. Fantastic looking work. I really like all the level of detail you put in there, Josh. I'm gonna be sending Josh some of my landscape stuff, and Josh, you know, I don't know, man. Like, could you fix this up for me? I won't credit you at all in it, but you know,
that's fine. I like being a ghost artist. That's all right.
Could you make this not suck? Thank you.
Oh, sure. Why not?
It took you like 4 months to do your city.
It took me how long?
Like 4 months to complete your city page.
It did.
If not longer.
I love that.
It did take me a while to finish mine. She's right. I was working on the city, seeing Detroit, but I had to put the camera in a certain way and try to make the city, because Detroit has a very small downtown, and I had to move the camera. It was weird. Anyway, though, it did. So yeah, let's go over to now. We're going to go to we're going to Mr. Zimmerman. Mr. Zimmerman, where can they find you at? You've been very quiet, but
that's because your ruler kept breaking.
And I'm like,
And I want to point out that we have high numbers here at this program because this is the first time Josh Harris has been on Geekgasm.
It is.
I know,
It
it's
is. It is.
exciting, right?
Yeah.
There we go. It's got to be more than just a coincidence.
That's what it is.
Well, it's not me because I've been here like 5 times. So.
Don't take it personal.
It's the twins. It's the beard twins. That's what
It
brought
is,
people.
yeah.
You've just laid the foundation for everyone else.
People love the sexy. That's all I'm saying.
That's all. Exactly.
I'm Randy Zimmerman. You can find me over on Facebook if you look real hard. I'm on Twitter under Randy Zim, though I don't twit very often. I'm gaining more friends over there all the time. Other than that, the Zim Geek channel here on YouTube, sooner or later we'll have new material where I teach cartooning instructions and talk about comics. Plus, I'm here on the Indeevent channel whenever I can sneak on. Usually Thursday mornings at 9 a.m. for the Breakfast Buzz, and Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. for the great Indeevent podcast. And both of those are Eastern Standard Time. Please check your local listings.
It's a lot of people. A lot of people listening right now. We actually went up. We are at 49,900.
Almost hit that 50 mark.
So yeah. Thank you for listening. I want to thank people listening in the UK. I want to thank people listening in Egypt. Egypt's back on there. Italy and Brazil and right now Japan. So thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Know that we love each and every one of you, and please check out these Kickstarter and Indiegogo campaigns that we talk about.
Exactly. What you say, Lola? I'm sorry.
I said if our listeners want to see our pretty faces, go to our YouTube and check it out. Like and subscribe.
We're beautiful.
Are 3 pretty faces on this chat. Okay.
Well,
we got Katrina.
that's just
the
my
Indie
monkey.
Princess, yeah. You know, we got 3 ladies with us. That's the only thing people are going to tune in and see. Like, oh, they got ladies on there. Let's. Oh yeah. Sorry for the stalkers, girl. Sorry for the stalkers. But
Tune in for the ladies, stay for the beards.
Yeah.
There you go.
Cuss it, Rob, quick. We can get 15 more. Yeah. I'm about to cuss Rob out right now because Mr. Werewolf. Where can they find you at, sir? Hopefully in the vet where dogs like you belong.
What, you're not going to expand my picture? Come on, show it full size. Come on. You can find me. Checking out my website where I create fetish monsters and more and peeing on everything. Check out MrAnderson.com.
No, the cat came to see Rob and then left.
See, you can find me on Facebook at The Real Indie Princess and on Instagram at The Real Indie Princess. I had to put the real in there because people want to take my name. They're trying to be me, and they can't. I'm not going anywhere. Sorry, guys.
It's only because Rob wants to own as much of the internet as possible.
Yes.
I thought Rob
They do have the
did
big
own
Rob.
Yeah, she's wearing the Rob shirt tonight.
Yeah. I made it my own, but I like it.
Never looked so good.
And then I also have to thank Geekgasm for the awesome mask. Sorry I couldn't wear it all night. It's really hot. But thank you.
And of course, I am Varian Grant, founder of Indeevent Media LLC. Find me on Twitter at KYD_V or on Facebook. Facebook message me, Varian Grant. Friend me on Facebook. I don't have that many friends. I don't have as many as the Indie Princess, though. She has tons. And check out Indeevent, all of our beautiful, delicious websites, and Indeevent.com. If you want to send a question in for Tuesday's show, you can do so by messaging us at Indeevent Live at Indeevent.com. Please keep that to 90 words or less and include Indeevent Live in the subject field. If you want to join all these people who listen to Indeevent Radio, you can do that too. It's free. It's easy. Google Play, download Indeevent Radio. If you have an Apple, download Streamer. You can type in Indeevent Radio and you'll pull us up that way as well. You can also find us on your Alexa. Sorry if anybody there has Alexa. I know I just activated her. But yeah, you can find us Indeevent Radio on there as well. And then we also have Indeevent TV, which is our over-the-top streaming network. It's also free. It's available on Roku-enabled televisions and Roku devices. Free independent movies. Some of the content here, some exclusive content that should be up there already, but I can't get around to filming because of the current pandemic situation. So there are some things coming. Indeevent TV is going to be there to entertain you for the foreseeable future. This has been one of our greatest productions in Geekgasm history. There's Lola twerking with Batman. Batman seems unbothered. That means like
Everybody that's got mine.
He's like, move.
Yeah, you're going to Arkham, Lola. She's like, no.
You don't know what's going on under that cape, though.
So maybe he just wants her to back up a couple of steps.
Yeah, maybe. Guys, thanks for coming on. I appreciate all of you. I wish you all nothing but success in your comic book adventures. There was a comment? Oh, yeah. Glenn Forrest says, I am on YouTube and Instagram as Ionicus Toy Reviews. Check out my toy reviews and toy photography. And please like, share, and subscribe. Yeah, go over to Ionicus Toy Review. If you like toy reviews, Glenn does them pretty well. He won't give me the toys when he's finished with them. I don't understand what the problem is. Yeah, I've asked him to give me the toys. Yeah. I don't know why he won't do it. And then also remember, it's he does action figure reviews. I did see a girl on Twitch doing sex toy reviews, which was mildly entertaining. I'm like, really? It was. She didn't like demonstrate how they work. She just was like, this one has 10 speeds. I'm like, 10 speeds, really?
What kind of toys? Talk to us slowly, Varian.
Nah, be quiet. Thanks for coming on, guys. I appreciate you. This has been an Indeevent production. We are not owned by Disney, not yet. We will be. Concluding the Indeevent. Thank you guys for watching. Lola appreciates it. Lola, you promised that you flash. Go ahead. So get ready to flash in 5, 4, 3, 2.